Welcome to Learning with Philemon. In the organic playlist, we have seen several different types of organic compounds, namely alkanes, halogenoalkanes, alkenes, alcohols, carboxylic acids, and esters. For scientists around the world to communicate effectively, they need to use the same names for organic compounds. The IUPAC nomenclature is used, which is a set of rules on how to name organic compounds. In this video, we will only be focusing on substituted alkanes, alkanes, and halogenoalkanes. Let's start by looking at the following alkane. The first step in naming is to identify the longest chain of carbon atoms. In this case, the longest chain of carbons is 4. As a result, the name must contain the prefix bute. Note that the suffix, the ending, must be -ane, as there are only single bonds between carbon atoms, so the compound is an alkane. However, not all carbons in this long chain are bonded only to hydrogen atoms. This carbon is also bonded to a CH3 group. An atom, or a group of atoms bonded to the carbon chain, replacing a hydrogen atom, is called a substituent. In this case, the substituent is an alkyl group. Note that the CH3 group is like methane, CH4, but with one hydrogen less. The name changes from methane to methyl. The position of the methyl group is indicated by a number. The longest chain is numbered so that the substituents have the smallest numbers possible. Therefore, we count in this direction. 1, 2, 3, 4. The methyl group is on carbon 2. If we counted the other way, the methyl group would be on carbon 3. The name of the compound is 2-methylbutane, not 3-methylbutane. Counting the wrong way is a common mistake. Note that the correct direction will not always be from left to right. You can also start counting from this carbon, and the result would be the same. Again, a methyl group is bonded to the second carbon. Note that the number and the substituent are always separated by a dash. Now let's take a look at a halogenoalkane. In this example, the longest carbon chain consists of 3 carbon atoms. As a result, the name must contain the prefix prop. The suffix is -ane, as the compound is a halogenoalkane. In this case, the substituents are not alkyl groups, but halogen atoms. There are 2 bromine atoms on the compound. When bromine is a substituent, the name changes to bromo. In order for the substituent numbers to be the lowest possible, we must start counting from right to left. 1, 2, 3. The bromine atoms are on carbons 1 and 2. As both substituents are identical, we do not have to repeat the name bromo twice. Instead, we use the prefix di in front of the bromo. The name of the compound is 1,2-dibromopropane. Note that as we are referring to both bromo groups, the numbers are placed together but separated by a comma. 1,2 indicates that there is 1 bromine on carbon 1 and 1 bromine on carbon 2. Now let's take a look at a more complex example. In this example, the longest carbon chain consists of 5 carbon atoms. As a result, the name must contain the prefix pent. The suffix is -ane, as the compound is a halogenoalkane. In this case, we have both halogen and alkyl group substituents. In order for the substituent numbers to be the lowest possible, we must start counting from left to right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. The bromine atom is in position 2, whereas both the chlorine and the methyl group are in position 3. When you have multiple substituents, they need to be placed in alphabetical order. Hence the name of the compound is 2-bromo, 3-chloro, 3-methylpentane. In summary, the following steps can be followed to name a substituted alkane according to IUPAC nomenclature. The first step is to identify the longest carbon chain. Here we see the names of the first 5 alkanes. The second step is to number the chain so that the substituents have the smallest possible numbers. The third step is to identify the name and the position of any substituents. Here we see the names of some common substituents. The fourth step is to add prefixes if there are multiple identical substituents. Here we see the first three prefixes. For example, if you have 3 fluorine atoms in an organic compound, trifluoro will be part of the name. Finally, place the substituents in alphabetical order before the stem of the name. Thank you for listening. To consolidate your learning, try to answer the questions in the description. If you haven't already, please subscribe for more content. Stay curious.